Hello and welcome back to the Bold Prediction Wrestling Podcast. I today am joined by the Angelo Dawkins to my Montez Ford. It's Ryan Taylor.
Yo, fam.
Tell him. It's just the two of us today. I do have a message from our co-host. He has dropped me 3 messages. Well, he's dropped me 1 message, but I'll separate it throughout the show because they're different topics. He says, "Can you read out this text on the show as you read it? The whole thing." So, okay. He goes, "Take a deep breath, asterisks. Have a 30-second moment of silence for my absence tonight." So we're going to jump straight into the news. So yeah, we're going to talk news. Then we're going to talk all the shows. Have you seen NXT AEW?
I've got majority of them.
Okay.
Majority. But not all of it.
Then we're going to do, we're going to do Who's That Wrestler, but it's like literally just you. But we'll do it anyway. You'll get the point. Then we're going to do our weekly discussion, and then we're going to jump on to our bold predictions. News. It was announced on Sunday morning, that the next 3 WrestleManias have been announced. So we've got WrestleMania 37 in Tampa. That's this year. That's April 11th.
Yeah, I think they've put it back a bit, haven't they?
Yeah, so that's 2 nights in Tampa, Florida, where it was meant to be last year. What do you reckon? The plans to have fans there. What do you reckon about that?
I mean, it's plausible because it's going to be a big arena anyway, and it'll give them a chance to actually get all the protocols in place. I mean, it's not going to feel the same as any WrestleMania, but it's better than having no fans at all.
It's going to be better than last year's.
Yeah. Exactly. Is that exactly? I mean, can you really have WrestleMania with the Thunderdome? Like,
no. So it's going to be. They're aiming to get 25,000 fans, which is quite a bit. Yeah,
it's like a quarter, nearly a quarter into it of what they usually.
I think that it'll be interesting.
And if you space it out, they will generate a lot of noise.
Then obviously the next 2 WrestleManias have been announced as well. We've got 38, that's next year in Texas, and we have 39 the year after in Hollywood, where this year's was meant to be. Did you watch the video of them announcing it?
No, did they have like Triple H and Steph and Roman and all that lot, didn't they, doing it? Yeah.
So they had.
I didn't watch it. I just read up on it afterwards.
So Triple H's name on it was Henry E. Panky, and he got addressed as Hank later in the show, so it's meant to be Hanky Panky.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon's was Anita Realman, so I need a real man.
Oh my god, this is so cringy.
John Cena's was Hugh Can't See Me. And I forget what Sasha Banks was.
Always something about banking on it or something.
Roman's was Sonny McLeod or something like that. And they cut to Roman. He goes, "Yeah, there's no Sonny McWhatever here. It's just me." And then he's like, Paul, just tell him what's going on.
If that was a year ago, he wouldn't have played it. He'd played the proper like.
Yeah, exactly. But this is perfect.
Yeah.
Fastlane is returning. So this year we've got the Royal Rumble on the 31st of January. Then the 21st of Feb we have the Elimination Chamber, and the 21st of March we have Fastlane.
I'm surprised that they've included like both, because considering that the Royal Rumble's been put back to the very possible last day, and then I know they've put Mania back by like a week, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit too crammed. Fastlane. It's only like 2 weeks out from Mania.
Yeah, I think they were planning. I could be wrong. I think they were planning to do some sort of Saudi show around that time anyway. But obviously, because of obvious reasons, they've just done Fastlane instead.
But the Saudi events don't really mean much in terms of, like, say, championships, because you very rarely see a championship change and stuff like that. Like, it's just like a bit of a throwaway.
Unless it's involving the Fiend, then nothing really happens.
Oh yeah, also that's true. Yeah, but I just feel like it's a bit crammed. But that's just me.
I think it does look a bit like that, but I think when we get to the time, it'll feel right, because you've got.
especially when there's no fans as well. Like, you don't need to cram them. If there was fans, it'd make a bit more sense. But the fact that there's none, it just feels a bit pointless.
Well, you've got the Royal Rumble, then you've got 3 weeks until the Elimination Chamber, then you've got 4 weeks until Fastlane, then you've got like another 3 weeks until Mania.
Yeah, so basically, from the Rumble, you've got a Raw and a SmackDown. It'll be like the fallout from the Rumble, and then you've got a Raw, and then you've got the Go Home show. So it's a bit.
Do you remember when they were doing?
Fastlane.
Do you remember when they had the brand split and you had brand specific pay-per-views, and there was a pay-per-view every 2 weeks? That was mad. That was. If you didn't have Fastlane, you'd have a 7-week gap between Chamber and Mania. Now,
which I think's all right.
Yeah,
it does seem long.
It seems long to say, but with it being Mania, you can kind of get away with it.
You can get away with it, because you can like build storylines and stuff and actual feuds over that time. I think if you've got any chance to do it, you do it for Mania.
I'm a sucker for
SummerSlam, one of them two. I don't know.
I'm a sucker for an extra pay-per-view, so I'll take extra predictions and championship matches and that sort of stuff. Impact. Do you watch Impact?
No, but I have seen what went down this week.
Okay, so
I think there's that one really big thing that went down.
So I've added it in the news because we don't really watch Impact here. We sort of like get the updates. We don't really sit down and watch it. So the first one I've put down is Matt Cardona debuts at Impact, which
I saw that. Yeah,
I was excited to see because I'm a big fan of him. Apparently, he's not yet signed to a contract. He's just there. He turned up on Sunday, and he's there for one set of tapings. And I think they'll just see where they go from there. But it's good to see that he's got, some money coming in at least.
He deserves it.
And the other major thing, which I think is the thing you were touching on, Private Party from AEW are the number one contenders for Gallows and Anderson's Impact Tag Team Championships.
Yeah.
Go on, go ahead.
I like it, I think, because it's like they're doing it right in terms of like you're putting eyes on the product, which is what you want. Because Matt Hardy's quite a big name in AEW and the Private Party in general, and so you're putting that on. And also, he's not a stranger to Impact.
He's a big name in Impact as well, isn't he?
Before WWE with Jeff, weren't it? So it's not. I think it's good. It's getting eyes back on the product, and if you're gonna do like a cross promotion, and you're gonna do it, you got to do it well. And I think this is really good because I feel like that could be a really good match as well. With
that's been announced for 3 weeks' time, 4 weeks' time, something like that. It's been announced for soon. But yeah, I love the fact how you've got an AEW team challenging for the Impact titles. Like, I've never seen.
Like Omega coming on as well. Like, it's just you're just getting more eyes on the product, which is good.
I've not seen anything like this before. The closest I've seen is like, I don't know, a SmackDown team challenging for Raw titles or whatever. But this is like different companies, completely different.
Triple H came out a couple of weeks ago saying that they'd be open to cross promotions, but I can't see Vince sanctioning that at all.
I think it'd be.
You imagine Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns or Drew showing up on Impact or AEW. It's just not going to happen.
I think if it was ever to happen, it'd be more NXT. But even then, I think that WWE would want a lot of money to go ahead with that.
I just can't see it happening. They're too stubborn, too stingy like that.
At the same time, though, they're too big. What's in it for them?
That's also true. Yeah.
NXT. We got, we'll get to the Dusty Rhodes Classic in a bit. On the bump this week, we got the women's bracket, and there were 3 new women signed to NXT. We've got Zoe Stark, formerly known as Lacey Ryan, a name I'm heard of but could tell you nothing about. You heard of Lacey Ryan? No?
No.
Sorry, Lacey, just haven't. Cora Jade, formerly known as Elena Black.
Again, no.
Nope, me neither. And Gigi Dolan, formerly known as Priscilla Kelly, known for something quite controversial. Who comes up with these names, though? Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Cora Jade.
I can't imagine it'd be too long until they get them changed again, depending on how far they go. Yeah.
It's good to see, obviously, new women on the block. I was going to say, where's my phone? Because I've got a picture, but so I have got the table on here because the table was announced. Gigi and Cora are teaming up. So that's Priscilla Kelly and Elena Black. They're teaming up to take on The Way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Again, I know nothing about these new ones, so it'd be interesting to. It's got new eyes on them straight away, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
And Zoe Stark is teaming with Marina Shafir, obviously one of Shayna Baszler's 4 Horsewomen.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see where they go. As for news, a lot of it sort of comes in, like I've included it in SmackDown, like the SmackDown news, there's Raw news. I sort of like put it in there. So if it's all right with you, we're going to move on to the weekly shows.
Yeah, fine by me.
So last week I went through the whole show and then we went through bit by bit. This week I'm just going to go through the first bit, we'll talk about it. Go through the next bit, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Very first bit of the show, Shinsuke Nakamura beats Jey Uso with Cesaro on commentary. Cesaro declares himself for the Rumble.
Been a lot of declaring being made, even though some aren't allowed to do it.
Adam Pearce tried to like explain it, but
yeah,
just didn't go well. Nakamura beats Jey Uso clean. Nakamura again looks dominant. I think he said something like he's not done with Roman, he's got a receipt or something. So maybe we could get that at like.
Well, because obviously he kind of cost him the. Well, it did cost him the.
Seen as like you went through that whole gauntlet, Adam Pearce won, and Adam Pearce isn't even getting the match. So
yeah, this seems a bit. The only good thing coming out of that is Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, but he's
which isn't
getting,
a bad thing. Just a bit. Yeah.
I think we'll get him at Chamber or possibly Fastlane, especially if they're doing the both.
I think so. Yeah.
Next up, I've written down anyway, is Roman Reigns backstage talking about what type of match he wants with Adam Pearce. He asks for a no DQ. Adam goes and signs for it. Paul Heyman comes back to Roman's office and Roman's dressing room, and Apollo is in there. Apollo Crews.
Yeah. So I kind of like it, to be honest. Like I do kind of like it. I feel like because it's teetering on a heel turn, which is what we suspected in the summer, and then they never did it.
Well,
go on.
My bold prediction last week was a full Apollo Crews heel turn. We didn't get a full one, but we're getting sort of.
It's on the edge, isn't it? It's on the edge. It's like just if they'll execute it, which is we'll have to see. I mean, I can't see why not. I mean, what else is he going to do? I think it'd be good. I mean, it could be
the best way.
It could be another one of Roman's bodyguards, in so many words. But actually have his own path of a career, if that makes sense. Like going after a belt, say Big E, and actually, I don't know.
Knowing these though, they'll probably stick him with Jey Uso and have him win the tag titles.
Hasn't Apollo and Big E got another match on this week, tomorrow night?
Yes, title match.
Yeah, so that's the third one, and that's the third one in 3 weeks. So
yeah.
We'll have to see what happens. Maybe that's when we'll get a heel turn, a full one.
Yeah, I think it's got to happen soon before the Rumble. I think.
I don't think you can drag it out too much. I think you either do it or you don't.
I'm looking very distracted right now. I'm actually so we usually record this on a Friday night. We're recording this on a Thursday night, and I'm actually watching NXT UK. And Kaylee Ray has just successfully retained her women's championship. So she's now been NXT UK women's champion for 509 days and is ongoing. So
there's been a lot of long range recently, especially within NXT and
you've got to take
NXT
into consideration that NXT UK was out for half the year.
Oh, so true, yeah.
But you've got her, I think it's Gallus who are the tag champs. I don't even know who they are, the tag champs. And Walter. He's been champ for years.
Walter and Pete Dunne. Like, it's just with, it's a very long range.
That was like 2 years ago now.
Yeah, so it's just crazy.
Back to SmackDown, we've got Billie Kay coming out with the Riot Squad. She says she's officially a member of the Riot Squad. It cost Liv Morgan the match against Natalya after getting scared by Tamina. Billie Kay is amazing.
I love her. Like, she's actually found like a role because we haven't seen her for months, and like, because I feel like Peyton's always been the one out of the two that was always going to do big things. But I do like this role that Billie's doing. I'm really enjoying it.
They sort of looked like they were going to push Peyton because obviously they split up. They had the one-on-one match. Peyton won, but now Billie's been the more interesting one. Like she's had
more interesting to
I think what it is WWE have tried to push Peyton and gave Billie Kay free roam to do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
But because she's not getting these scripted things, she's doing what she wants. It's more natural and she's getting over more.
Yeah.
Whereas Peyton's stuck with Lacey Evans and Ric Flair. But we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Baron Corbin comes out without the Lone Wolves. Knights of the Lone Wolf, don't know where they are. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. For his match against Rey Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio's on commentary, seems very nervous. Like, I think it's his first time on commentary, so it's understandable. He said he wants to win the tag titles with his dad, which would be pretty cool. Corbin starts taunting him and that. Corbin beats Rey. I really enjoyed this match. There were a lot of reversals between the two of them. Backstage, Rey Mysterio and Dominic are discussing Corbin, and Rey says he knows who to talk to about their Corbin problem.
It's weird, that one, because you first thoughts you're thinking Rollins, but I don't see how that makes sense. Especially with him being the whole Messiah. I guess being the Messiah come and save you. I guess you could spin it that way. Now I've just thought about it. But at the same token, he's a heel. It just wouldn't make sense, especially when they've been feuding for the best part of 6-7 months.
If they bring him back, SmackDown have been on top form recently.
They are.
I believe they could bring him back as a babyface, and they could execute it perfectly. I'd like to see that.
The only other one's Buddy Murphy. I think that's what they'll probably go with.
Or Adam Pearce. But there's nothing.
He's one of them two, but I feel like the logical one is Buddy Murphy. But then I don't know. I mean, now I've said about the whole savior of Rollins and Mysterio. I'm kind of digging it now.
I'd like to see
I've said it out loud. I've literally just thought of it now.
I'd like to see the Messiah come back and
because
Messiah.
He is due to return.
Yeah. So backstage, back in that other segment, I forgot to add that Roman Reigns wants a last man standing match, and Paul Heyman says Adam Pearce isn't going to sign that, and Roman's like, he will, because you'll make him in the ring tonight. But next up, we have the debut of Bayley's new talk show, Ding Dong Hello, with guest Bianca Belair. It was fun. I've got to admit, I found it quite fun. Again, SmackDown they've been amazing.
They're just hitting it out of the park every single week. It's the go-to show.
We'll get to Raw in a bit, but it's really difficult to understand how the same company does both these shows.
Yeah.
It's like day and night. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Bayley challenges Bianca Belair to an obstacle course next week. This whole show is amazing.
Yeah, I feel like that just seems silly, but I feel like because they put on such great matches and such great storylines, you can get away with doing like a bit of a comedy sketch like that. You can get away with it as long as it's done right.
Do you remember Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley's obstacle course?
Yes, I do.
So Sami took a while.
Didn't Sami win?
No, Bobby Lashley looked so dominant during that. That's the best.
I thought that was one of those where Bobby should win it by a quite big, but he doesn't. Oh, maybe I got that wrong.
It was
I do remember it though.
Before the Hurt Business. That was the best thing I'd ever seen of Bobby Lashley. Him smashing that assault course in like 10 seconds. It was amazing.
Yeah. Oh no, you said it. No, he did. Yeah, he literally just
I think that's what they'll do again.
The last 3-4 months, he has been on a bit of a roll, Lashley.
I think that's what they'll do again, but with Bianca. Just have Bayley do it, and then Bianca just smash it, and then Bayley be fuming and beat her up.
Yeah.
It's all in the hips now. It's all in the hips. Daniel Bryan is training with the Alpha Academy backstage. Cesaro interrupts before his match with Bryan. Cesaro beats Bryan clean. Is Cesaro a babyface or a heel?
Well, this is it because this was the same issue with Nakamura. Kind of like, have they both just suddenly turned face? Which I wouldn't be against because they've been heels for so long. But what heels are you then going to have?
It's with Cesaro mocking Daniel Bryan as well. That's sort of like a heel thing. But exactly, then he goes and beats him clean.
Especially when Daniel Bryan's a notorious babyface.
I think that I've seen a lot of people saying Daniel Bryan, this is his last run, and he's putting so many people over.
Oh yeah, which is right.
So it could just be that he is a heel, but Bryan just put him over.
Yeah, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. Cesaro needs stuff like that because he's just, it's not stale. He's just not doing much when he should be doing a lot for the talent that he possesses.
They don't give him anything.
No,
and they never have.
They've just shoved him in tag teams. It's like Tyson Cage, Sheamus, Shinsuke Nakamura. It's not really fair.
It's one after another. Yeah. But yeah, he announced himself for the Rumble, and there's a lot of talk on commentary about him winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at Mania 30. Yeah. They were talking about that quite a bit, so obviously he's got experience. Imagine Cesaro wins it.
It'd be a shock, but it'd be a nice shock.
Exactly. That's the sort of shock that we could do with.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to see it.
To be honest with you, like I feel this Rumble is really unpredictable. I'm not saying that he'll win it, but I don't know.
He could.
He could win it. He could. Like, because there is plenty of time to push it a bit more because we've got two more shows? One more show?
2 more SmackDowns. There's tomorrow and then next week.
Yeah. So there is a bit of time, but I wouldn't be against him winning it, no. But I just feel like this Rumble is really unpredictable. Like I couldn't tell you for 110% who I think is going to win it. I
think you've got your top level where you've got Daniel Bryan, obviously Keith Lee was in that conversation. Yeah, people are saying Brock Lesnar's in the conversation, Big E. Then you've got the thing below where it's like the Cesaro. So it's like they could win it. The Nakamura could win it. Would be a shock, be a good shock. And then you've got like your Fernando Torres, like, they're just not going to win it at all. See that picture of Fernando Torres, like jacked.
It's awful.
His neck is like massive.
Oh, it don't look right.
It doesn't. Backstage, Carmella wants Sasha, and Sasha said, I'll try again. Backstage, Carmella wants Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks says, "Sure, if I can have a match with Reginald first."
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow night, next week, baby.
You know what? I'm really liking this feud.
Yeah,
I'm really liking this feud. It's really good. I like this Carmella character is very good. I like it. I like it a lot.
We said before TLC was her best match by far. Yeah, she's been very entertaining. Reginald's been amazing. Sorry,
because she's just going from strength to strength. I'm doing it. I've got what you've got.
Contagious.
Because obviously she was stuck with the whole comedy sketch with R-Truth for a very long time, and she wasn't really doing much. But if you look at it on the face of it, she's come up. She's done quite a lot. She won the second Women's Money in the Bank. First, but I'm on second.
First and second.
She's actually held the SmackDown title twice.
I feel like it's twice, but again, I feel like it's only once.
Like it's twice. I feel like I swear
she cashed in on Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then eventually Charlotte beat her back. Yeah. So I think it is only once, but it does feel like twice.
Yeah, she's never held the Raw one, has she?
No, she's a former 24/7 champion though.
Yeah. So she like, we look at it, was like, oh, it's Carmella, but to be fair, she's not done too badly.
She's improved loads as well.
Yeah.
I think that's really, you can see that. Sami Zayn versus Apollo Crews, #1 contenders match with Big E at ringside on a sofa with a mini fridge, which was brilliant. He had a Ghostbusters cardigan. Sami Zayn has his own camera crew because he's documenting everything. He gets caught out by the ref for grabbing the trunks. So the ref obviously calls him out on that. Apollo then cheats to win, and we get Apollo versus Big E for the championship tomorrow/yesterday when this video goes up. A lot to take in there. We already discussed the Apollo stuff. Big E at ringside with his mini fridge. That was brilliant.
He's just great. He's just great. He's got all the abilities. He's really funny. I just love his character. I really do. I do love it because you can show that you could be really good, but still have a bit of a comedic side to you.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be taken that serious because we all know how good Big E is.
Oh yeah,
he's very good.
And then you've got Sami Zayn obviously saying there's a conspiracy against him, but then so the cameras would have recorded him losing via Apollo cheating, but it won't show him already cheating to do it. So I reckon if they keep playing this sort of stuff out, they can look back and be like, look, I lost to Apollo because Apollo cheated. I would never do such a thing because it's his footage.
It plays into his character very well.
So I'm looking forward to seeing where Sami goes as well. We're going to get Apollo Big E on SmackDown.
I'll tell you what, with the Sami Zayn thing, I wouldn't mind him joining forces with Kevin Owens against Roman.
That would be a major babyface turn, that though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. It would, but you could kind of play it off.
With it being them two, yeah.
The cynic in me just really wants that to happen. I just think it'd be really cool.
Because they've kept them away from each other since they've been on the same brand.
Because there was a time when it was just them two going at it constantly. And it was good, but then it got a bit tedious. But now there's a lot of time away, I think it'd be cool.
Kevin Owens asked Daniel Bryan to team with him back before Survivor Series, back when Sami Zayn was Intercontinental Champion. And he had an interaction with Daniel Bryan, and Kevin Owens walked off just before Sami got there. So even now, they're keeping him, they're not even putting him on the screen at the same time.
No.
So I think they're waiting for them to meet again. I'd like to see another match between them.
I think something like that will happen at some point in the near future.
I'd like to see a match between them happen. Heel Sami, babyface Owens, because obviously we're used to it the other way.
Yeah. So I mean, like, because everyone goes about recycled matches, but you can change the dynamic of the matches, which changes it a lot, like you say.
Main event time. Well, that was the main event. This is the main segment of the night. Contract signing. Adam. Oh, can we point out the 8K cameras that they're using?
Oh, I saw the one on the Roman entrance. That was insane.
You got the Roman one, Apollo, Asuka. And there was someone else, but they're just amazing, aren't they? Like they're so good.
So good. It's like you're there.
Yeah, it's amazing. Forgot where I was. So Adam signs the contract. Eventually, starts limping off up the ramp, which I thought was quite funny. Turns around, says he's injured. He goes, "Look, it says here, card subject to change if the official can find a suitable replacement." Oh wait, I'm an official. I found a replacement. Out comes Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens signs it. We get Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, last man standing at the Royal Rumble.
I said this is what had happened, but I didn't say on SmackDown. I said it had happened on the actual pay-per-view, because I think it had a lot more suspense to it, kind of thing. But I think this was quite obvious this was going to happen.
I think it was executed quite well as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think it was 50-50. A lot of people thought, okay, we're going to get Adam Pearce versus Roman.
Yeah, I think they've mentally prepared for it, haven't they?
A lot of people thought that, and then a lot of people also, like yourself, thought, no, it's going to go the other way, sort of thing. Obviously, you were right. Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, last man standing. You can't really complain at it, can you?
No, this will be a very good match. They've got excellent chemistry with each other.
It's a silly question to ask, but who wins?
I don't think it's a silly of an answer because you can never just be certain. Like for example, like Orton beating Drew and then Drew winning it back within a week.
Yeah,
it's like then the Fiend losing to Goldberg as well. Like you can never be certain. Like we're all saying, Roman, but then like you could wake up or watch it and be like, oh, Kevin Owens has won.
And I mean? Roman doesn't need it.
Roman.
He doesn't need the belt. His character's so strong. He could go without it. Roman.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like I would not be against. Like I'm a massive Roman fan, as you know, but I would not be against Kevin Owens beating him.
Imagine if, we're sat here now, mid to late January. Imagine if I pitched to you now at WrestleMania, we're gonna get Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the Universal Championship.
I'd be all over that.
That's so possible now.
That is, yeah.
It's looking unrealistic, some might say, because Roman Reigns is the top of his game.
Yeah.
But with 3 pay-per-views between here and then, that'd
things
be amazing.
Things change quickly.
Yeah. People get over who you don't expect to get over, that sort of stuff.
Because with obviously COVID still being about, so and obviously Drew McIntyre has got COVID. Who's to say that, for example, say God Owens, it doesn't. What's to say if Roman gets COVID 2 weeks before Mania?
Mm-hmm.
Then what do you do?
So yeah,
and hopefully, fingers crossed, everybody's healthy.
Yeah,
you know, I don't wish it on anybody, but just like you just got to figure scenarios like that because nothing's certain, especially in these times as well.
Do you have anything else to add about SmackDown? Because that's all I've got in my notes. I think I've covered most of it.
It's just a very, very good show, week in, week out.
It's honestly, like you said, it's the show to watch.
And the big dog, the tribal chief, the one running it. It's even better.
Your guy.
My guy.
On to a show now run by the same company, but you wouldn't know it just by watching. Going on to Monday Night Raw.
Don't they have the same writers as well? I swear I've read like a week or two ago that they have the same writers on both shows.
Oh, I hope not.
That
makes no sense.
I think I understand it because it wouldn't surprise me to save on costs and stuff as well. So they're not making as much money.
I heard that Daniel Bryan was in the SmackDown. He was on a lot of input in the SmackDown.
Yeah. There's a couple in there. I think it's Dolph Ziggler. Is that a name or is it somebody else? There's another one. There's a couple in there on there on the creative team. Like
there's a few on Raw as well, but I really couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't give you any names.
I'm literally just looking at my notes for Raw, and I'm like, do we really have to talk about this?
Let's just gloss over it. Let's just talk about the important. Like talk about Fiend. Well, the Fiend. I said the Fiend.
I'm gonna start with Twitter. On Twitter before the show, Mustafa Ali posts a video saying that he hopes that Kofi misses the Rumble, Chamber, and WrestleMania, so then he feels what Ali felt when Kofi took his spot at Mania or whatever.
2019. Yeah.
Ali's amazing.
That's been 2 years,
That's crazy, isn't it?
That is mental.
They don't give Ali a live microphone because he doesn't appeal to their demographic. No. He is one of the hottest stuff on Raw.
Oh, without a doubt. Everything he says is like, do you know the whole about the legends thing? He basically said what I was thinking.
Honestly, word for word. I was watching his interview on Raw Talk, and I was like, that's basically what Ryan said. He's like, I respect all these guys. They laid the path for us. But when am I going to be able to walk on that path?
Exactly.
And that is
that's
just
basically what I said.
That's amazing. Yeah. He's talking truth, but they don't like to hear that.
No, like obviously ours is a fan opinion, but then when it's somebody that's actually in the business on one of your shows and playing, I'd say a semi-big role on your show, Retributions in recent months has grown a bit. And the fact that he's basically just said in different words, but basically what I was saying, it just shows like it's not.
He
just
said what we were thinking, but more clear.
Do you think that was? Do you know because it's on Raw Talk? Do you think it was scripted?
No. So I think that was him. I think that was all him.
Yeah. Do you think because part of me feels like, but then why would WWE wanting to say that? You know. So I don't know. I was like, was it scripted? But it's like, no, there's no way that's scripted.
When he said it, R-Truth and Charlie Caruso were like, "Oh my God, has he just said that?"
Yeah.
And R-Truth was like, "Come on, show some respect."
It's basically like a pipe bomb, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's like, "No, I've got respect, but you know." And the difference is, do you remember the Miz's pipe bomb on Talking Smack to Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
Right. He did that. And that is one of the most memorable moments from Talking Smack because they kept replaying it. You know, it's truth. Yeah. Everything he said was the truth. Everything Ali said is the truth, but they will not replay that.
They won't replay that. No.
They refuse to give him a mic again.
I feel like they won't. I feel like they won't replay it because
it's true.
The older demographic as well because obviously they grew up with more, and I think that's kind of what I think's happened. But that's probably why they didn't give him a microphone, but. It's just true.
It is.
Like, if you can't handle the truth, then don't do the things that you're doing.
It's honestly like the fact that he said, "Yeah, I respect them for making the path for me. Yeah. Can I walk on it now, please?" Yeah. Because it's like it's honestly like they've paved it and they're standing on it and not moving.
This is what bugs me all the time because, like I could say, in 15, 20 years' time, who are you going to bring back?
Yeah.
Because these aren't going to last forever. They're not superhuman. Although we like to think they are, they're not.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the past year, how many we've lost.
Yeah, exactly.
We've lost so many,
and not even just wrestling, just like any sport or any film industry or whatever.
And they're not making new stars. They're not. We'll get more into that when we get to the discussion later. But yeah, it's they've got something here with Ali and Kofi. This is amazing.
I think this is. I didn't think of it at first, but this could be very good storytelling if you do it right.
Definitely. The only things announced for Raw before, like an hour before the show, was Alexa Bliss facing Asuka and Alexa Bliss confronting Randy Orton. Apparently, that's all. That's all that was announced.
Which isn't good when considering your ratings aren't as good on Raw. You'd want someone on there to get you, tuned in. That's not good.
There's going to be a few things that we get to, and I'm going to be like, "Why didn't you announce that? Why didn't you announce that?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've actually written that down in one of my notes, but we'll get to that. The Raw starts with Retribution. No, wait, with Randy Orton. Sorry, looking like a member of Retribution with his mask on.
Promo. Yeah.
I enjoyed this.
He took the piss out of that on Instagram, didn't he, Roman?
Did he? I missed that.
I can't remember what he said, but yeah, he took the piss out of it. Yeah, it's a bit of a light-hearted joke, which I thought was
funny. I enjoyed the promo.
Oh, that was great. The thing is with Randy Orton, I know people say, "Oh, his matches are like slow and boring and what," but
guilty.
Promo, yeah, definitely. But his promos, they're usually second to none.
I think this is my favorite Randy Orton promo in a very long time.
Yeah, definitely. This was very, very good. I think it was needed as well.
Before we go any further, I should point out that I was watching this at like 5 a.m. because my daughter threw up and I ended up sitting on the sofa, so I just put Raw on. So I'm sort of like, there are bits I missed because she was like a bit poorly at the time. But no, I really enjoyed this. Randy says he's going to win the Rumble. Let's hope not.
See, when he says things like that, you're like, you can't really rule it out.
Like, please don't. But that's what we were saying earlier. You've got these upper names, and then you've got.
But Orton doesn't need. Like, I didn't really agree with Orton winning it in 2017.
No.
So it definitely doesn't need it now. You what?
It should have been Bray back in 2017.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But I've always said that.
But then he went and won the title, didn't he, the Chamber? So
I've always said it should have been Bray winning it, the Rumble, Orton winning the Chamber, Bray Orton. Bray wins the title at Mania. But that means then that we'd have to have Jinder Mahal beat Bray Wyatt within a month after winning the title. So I don't want that. But I think that whole thing was awful. But yeah, Randy Orton is one of them names that could win it. And yeah, you'd be surprised, but at the same time you'd be like, yeah, okay.
Okay, move on.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't be like jumping for joy about it. I'd be like, okay, like I like Orton, I do. But you don't need it.
My notes for this next match is Charlotte Flair versus Peyton Royce. Lacey Evans wears Ric Flair's robe. Charlotte Flair beats Peyton Royce. Is there anything else to add?
I kind of don't mind it because it's getting more eyes on Lacey Evans, which I think is what he needs. And obviously getting Ric Flair involved and going against his daughter, it kind of works. But
fun fact, did you know?
I don't know. Like it's not something that I don't care about it as such. It's just there. It's just there.
Did you know?
Which is what I see a lot for Raw. They're just there. There's not
honestly,
much I like on Raw.
Most of these segments you could say that for.
The only good thing on Raw going is the Drew stuff.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, the Drew stuff, the Orton theme with Bliss, and then I'd probably say like a bit of Keith Lee and Sheamus,
who weren't on this show.
Other than that, I guess maybe they got the night. I'm guessing they might have got the night off after doing double duty last week. But other than that, it's very dire.
Did you know that Peyton Royce has beat all 4 horsewomen?
No, I didn't know that.
So she pinned Charlotte Flair last week. She's beat Charlotte and Bayley on different times for the tag titles.
I can't pinning Becky Lynch for some reason.
No, it happened at some point, but I really don't know.
I can't picture it. I can't get mental.
Right, Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Have they even been seen together since they won the titles? This is ridiculous now.
No, yeah,
they have been seen together, but it's ridiculous. They've got their own stories and they're tag champs. All they wanted was to put a belt on Charlotte.
Yeah.
What a waste!
Without taking it off Asuka. Yeah.
Right, Asuka, one of your biggest baby faces on Raw. Charlotte acting like a mega heel towards her dad, who is also a heel. Just
make it make sense.
Moving on, Mace beats Xavier Woods.
Yeah, right result, I think.
Nothing else to say about that. Xavier Woods had some of that 8K camera, which was amazing.
Yeah.
The Hurt Business are backstage and get approached by...
They've been going on a bit of a rocky road the last couple of weeks.
And get approached by Matt Riddle. Lashley steps nowhere near Riddle's foot, but apparently stands on his foot. Riddle then shouts, "You'll see my foot again when it's up your ass later," which I thought was quite a decent line.
Yeah.
And Riddle tells the Lucha House Party that someone once ran over his foot and he still went to prom.
They're just making a joke out of his feet because he wears flip flops and stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's
just yeah.
Asuka backstage. Someone goes up to Asuka and they're like, "So what do you expect from Alexa Bliss later tonight?" She's like, "I don't know." And then it just cuts back to Alexa Bliss's fireball last week. and then that's done. And Asuka says,
"So Asuka, you're expecting a fireball next week."
and Asuka's like, "Alexa Bliss's dark side," and then walks off. And I'm like, what the hell sort of interview was that?
What is going on?
Then we have the Alexa Bliss on a swing. I didn't get many notes for this because my daughter was throwing up, but she does announce herself for the Royal Rumble, which could be interesting.
Well, she has like a ghost next ghost, and I think it's meant to be the Fiend, isn't it? And then she got.
I thought it was Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy. And the thing starts rocking as well, so it's like always over there. And like Bliss is kind of like talking to him, kind of thing, and Asuka's getting a bit freaked out.
A lot of people are saying this is the worst segment since This Is Your Life with Bailey. I didn't think it was that bad. I think
this segment? Yeah, I
think there's something worse on this show.
Yeah, I don't think it was that bad. I thought it because Alexa. The thing is with Alexa Bliss now, she's always done good promos, but she plays his character really, really well. And I was hooked when I was watching it.
You were what? Sorry,
I was hooked when I was watching it. Like I thought, it's interesting. I like this. Like whenever Alexa Bliss is on, I'll pay attention, which is a good thing to have. Yeah. It's very interesting.
Shayna Baszler beats Mandy Rose after officially declaring herself in the Rumble because she hadn't up until this point.
No,
Peyton Royce also announced that's Peyton, Shayna, and Alexa Bliss all this episode.
Yeah.
And then Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler say they want a rematch.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Yeah. Which to be fair, they've not revoked the rematch clause, have they? Since they lost it, so. Yeah, but hey, we'll get Charlotte and Asuka together again.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Do you think they retain?
Yes, and I'll tell you for why when we get to NXT. Well, backstage in gorilla position, AJ tells Adam Pearce he should have faced Roman Reigns, even though he would lose, just like Ricochet is going to lose tonight.
Yeah.
Ricochet tries to enter the Rumble. Adam Pearce says if you beat AJ, the ending to that match.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Oh, I've watched that so many times.
Flipping to the Star Clash off the ropes.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was just. I don't really have anything else to say. Ricochet countered the phenomenal forearm into a code breaker recoil, which was nice, but that end was just. Yeah, not really much else. Like, there's a lot of Raw we're just going to gloss over because there's not much.
It's not interesting, really. Now, there's a lot, there's no substance to it.
Yeah, like, for example, I'm going to read this whole segment and then we'll talk about it. These are my notes. Goldberg is announced to be on the dirt sheet. And then John Morrison says something along the lines of, "This is going to be extra dirty." I was thinking, why did they not advertise this prior to the show? Gilbert comes out. This is why. This is why they didn't.
Could you imagine?
Drew McIntyre is here. No.
Gilbert comes out.
Drew McIntyre is here. No, he's not. It's Bernard from the Santa Claus. It was actually him.
Was it? Yeah.
And then I've put, why do they put the Miz in the worst segments? They give him the worst stuff, don't they?
Yeah, they really do.
And then I've put, Miz says he's cashing in during Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre. A nice line was, because I'm the Miz and I'm next.
I'm next.
I like that. Miz has already declared himself for the Rumble. So if he cashes in, becomes champ, wins the Rumble as champ. I mean, none of them are going to happen, but, you know.
No. To be honest with you, I don't really think he should still have the briefcase, but that's just another.
That's another story.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about this for very long.
No, I don't.
Other than we'll get to Drew McIntyre in a bit, but I think this was only here to continue the Goldberg Drew McIntyre story without having Goldberg and Drew McIntyre there.
Because he had the satellite interview, didn't he, last week?
Yeah.
So it's just a filler.
And I think this is worse than the Alexa Bliss promo earlier in the show.
Oh, by mile. Yeah.
Exactly. 6-man tag.
This was only there because Drew was called.
Because none of them were there.
This would not have been a segment, I don't think.
I can't believe they got Bernard from the Santa Claus to turn up as Drew and show off half his ass crack. 6-man tag match next. Hurt Business versus the Lucha Bro Party, as I've called them. A better name than they'd probably come up with.
Yeah.
Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin fall out again. Grand Metalik taps to the Hurt Lock. Riddle then gives a cheap shot and runs away. Anything to add?
No. The Hurt Business, this thing's a bit of something rocky going on, don't they? Which I don't know.
Them two seem to be falling out, but I hope they don't because they're the best thing on Raw.
Yeah.
I mean, that isn't saying much, but...
It's not saying much, but it's something.
It's Jeff Hardy,
but it's just work.
Next up, we have Jeff Hardy versus Jackson Riker. Jeff Hardy announced before Raw that he's in the Rumble. Another name which, no, I don't really think he's going to win, but might do. Jeff Hardy wins by DQ. Last week, Elias asked Jackson Riker not to help him with a wink. Don't help me.
Don't help me.
This week, Jackson Riker asked Elias not to help him, and Elias cost him the match by thinking he meant don't help me. I
what can you say? Like it's just filler, isn't it? It's because the show's so long.
It is. It's just filler.
The show's so long, it's just filler. Like they have to fill it and get them on there.
I said to Emma, right, if this was 2 hours long, you'd be fine. Because you'd get rid of the Drew McIntyre Goldberg bit. You'd get rid of that. You'd sort of move the Hurt Business over a little bit. You'd get rid of the whole Elias bit. And you've cut it down to 2 hours. Like
you've got quite a decent show then.
It's just too long.
Which is pushing it. Yeah, it's just too long. But also, I can't help but feel if SmackDown had 3 hours. I mean, I don't want it to happen, but I can't help but feel like they'd still put on a half decent show.
Yeah. The way it's going at the moment, definitely.
Yeah,
the way it's going at the moment, I want more SmackDown.
Yeah, but I don't want to ruin it by having more.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
I don't want to ruin it.
For example, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, the tag champs, weren't even on the show this week.
Exactly. Whereas if Raw was a thing, they'd be on there.
Yeah, there's so much.
Street Profits as well. They weren't on there, were
they? They did a promo backstage, but that was like, 2 minutes?
I think I must have missed. Yeah, I must have missed that.
So they did a promo backstage for 2 minutes. Carmella did a backstage segment for 2 minutes. There's all these 2-minute things they've got to get out because they've got no time. But
that's all
I'd rather it be like that.
Yeah, you don't need to prolong it all and drag it out.
Main event: Alexa Bliss versus Asuka. Bliss transforms mid-match into Fiend Bliss. And I don't know about you, but the way I was watching it, because I didn't watch it live, I watched it on catch-up, it was sort of like the lights went down, they went to commercial break, the lights came back up, and then she changed. I was like, okay. Then she starts wrestling like Orange Cassidy, with her hands behind her back and refusing to touch her. And then she started wrestling like Bray Wyatt, obviously with the whatever. I enjoyed it. I thought it was all right. A lot of people were against it. What do you think? And obviously after the match, Alexa Bliss smiles, turns back into normal Alexa Bliss and says, "Let me in." What do you think?
I like it. I think it's unpredictable, which I think's right up Alexa Bliss's street, to be honest.
Yeah,
I feel like Alexa Bliss could play any character. I think she's that good.
I
think she's that good. Honestly, like she's the female that I like watching the most. Maybe not like as a wrestler, but in terms of
her
like as a character,
work.
I think she's really, really good.
100%.
I think she's really good, and you can tell you can tell that she puts everything into it. She doesn't half-heart it. She really takes to the roles.
That was her first match since November when
that's the
Nikki
only thing.
Cross.
She's not been. But to be fair, she's not wrestled much within the past year, really.
Because she had that little bit of time off.
Yeah.
So she had that little bit of time off, won the tag titles again, had more time off. Not off from WWE, just off from wrestling. She's more of a talk show character and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which also just adds to a character and like another quality that she has.
It's a lot of character development.
Yeah. I really like Alexa Bliss. I really do.
I really liked it too. I thought it was amazing. I think
has she declared herself for the Rumble as well? Yeah. Which I said a few weeks ago. I said I can see Alexa Bliss winning the Rumble.
I wouldn't be surprised if she does.
No.
I think I also wouldn't be surprised if she's the one to take the title from Asuka.
I would not. You know what? I'd be all for it. Yeah. I hope she does. I like Asuka, but she's not. The thing is, when Asuka, this isn't just Asuka, but whenever they have the belt, I feel like they just don't do anything with it. Like what memorable, apart from Becky Lynch, what memorable women's title ring can you remember?
You say apart from Becky Lynch, she held it for over a year, and I can't tell you almost anything that she did.
The Bailey one was good, but then
which one? Raw or SmackDown?
The one just gone.
SmackDown. Yeah, that was good, but again, that was mostly tag with Sasha.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're not memorable at all.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Unless Charlotte's got it, they don't even get promoted properly.
No, exactly. So I'll be all for it. And then can you imagine the Fiend and Alexa Bliss holding the gold? Just imagine that. Just the visual. Oh, that'd be so good.
Anything else to add on Raw before we move on to NXT?
Just happy to have Drew back next week. Hopefully full of health.
Goldberg's back as well next week.
Oh, great. Woo!
Go home show before Royal Rumble. Right. NXT. Have you watched NXT?
I've seen bits of it. I find it hard to always keep up with it, but I do know bits and bobs that have happened.
So we're going to start with 205 Live. This whole show is around the Dusty Cup, but there's some here, some in the middle, some at the end.
It's all over it's all over the show.
We'll do it by bit by bit. On 205 Live, Dusty Cup continued with Legado del Fantasma beating the Bollywood Boys and Killian Dane, who is most definitely not 205, and Drake Maverick beating Kurt Stallion and August Gray. Not really much to anyway. Not Raw. NXT kicks off with Kushida and Leon Ruff beating The Way. Leon hit a good flying cutter from the top turnbuckle. Both Leon Ruff and Kushida looked really good. Kushida pinned the North American champion Gargano, which could possibly lead to a match down the line. I'm just going to keep talking, really. And if you've got anything to add on any of the subjects, just let me know.
Will do.
Pete Dunne cut a promo on Finn Balor, and I want to see Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor so badly.
I do as well. I think that'd be insane.
That'll be one of the matches. I wouldn't be surprised if Pete Dunne takes the title.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that either, because I feel like obviously he's very good, and Balor's held it a while, and then you can carry on that feud as well.
Yeah,
without it just being like a one and done sort of thing.
Karrion Kross kills a guy in a squash match, and he's still undefeated. MSK got a promo package. Their names are Wesley and Nash Carter. I still don't know much about them, even though they had a promo package. Imperium versus Lucha House Party was a very entertaining match. Nice to see Lucha House Party have some proper matches, because they haven't. Lucha House Party advances in the Dusty Cup after winning with a shooting star press. Lucha House Party versus Legado del Fantasma in the next round. Alexander Wolf from Imperium comes out and stares at them from the top of the ramp. Again, it's all just Dusty stuff, but I don't really want to talk about the Dusty stuff until it gets to the semis and the final.
Yeah, when it means a bit more. Yeah, it's all just like a load of lot of teams, and
there's still 8 teams left, and they're like a lot of them don't really mean anything.
Yeah, it don't get interesting until towards you can start seeing patterns of what's going to happen and who's going to go far.
The weigh-in for the fight pit is up next. We have Ciampa weighing in at 201 and Thatcher weighing in at 225. They have a brawl, but get told to save it for later. We have the first ever Women's Dusty Cup Classic next. Beth Phoenix comes out and talks about how NXT has helped the women's evolution, goes through all the names of like Carmella, Alexa Bliss, the 4 Horsewomen, Shayna, Asuka, all them, and says that they're ready to make history again. Casey Catanzaro, who is Ricochet's wife and also the winner of Ninja Warrior, teamed up with Hayden Carter to take on Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm. Io Shirai interferes and throws Mercedes Martinez over the announce table. Casey and Katen advance. Again, don't really want to talk about that until next week, really. No. Unless you've got anything to add.
Not particularly, no.
Finn Balor asks William Regal for a match with Pete Dunne, but he wants only Lorcan and Danny Burch first. Regal says he needs to find a partner. Finn Balor says he doesn't have any friends. I reckon that's leading up to Kyle O'Reilly. So William Regal says, keep your enemies closer. That lad that Karrion Kross killed is unable to compete in the Dusty Cup. Okay, fair enough. Bronson Reed versus Tyler Rust. There's a wrestler called Tyler Rust. That's just
awful.
Cuts backstage mid-match to show a brawl between Toni Storm and Io Shirai. Bronson Reed beats Tyler Rust after a frog splash-ish from the top turnbuckle. Balor says there's a couple of guys who owe him a favor. He goes into the Undisputed Era's dressing room and asks Kyle if he's in. Kyle accepts, and the match is to happen next week. Santos Escobar comes out and cuts a promo saying he's the true champion, even though he's not, because Jordan Devlin holds the real Cruiserweight Championship. He says he's better than Gargano, Finn Balor, Karrion Kross. Says Legado del Fantasma will be all champions. Lucha House Party interrupt and get beaten up. Kurt Stallion helps out the Lucha House Party. Yeah, I don't know either. That's my notes. Drake Maverick puts over MSK in a promo, but say that him and Killian Dane are going to win the cup. Santos Escobar is to defend against Kurt Stallion next week, so we get a Cruiserweight Championship match next week. MSK versus Maverick and Dane, and the Grizzled Young Vets versus Leon Ruff and Kushida are also next week. And then we get to the main event, where it's the fight pit between Thatcher and Ciampa. Did you watch any of the highlights from this?
No, I don't think I did actually.
The only way to win is submission or knockout. The decision must happen inside the fight pit. Ciampa taps after Thatcher gets his submission hold in a very unique position. Ciampa sort of gets his leg stuck in between the corner of the cage.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. Good match. Show of respect at the end, and in an online exclusive thing on YouTube afterwards, it's announced that Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa are going to team up and be in the Dusty Cup. Which I'm just thinking that's dominant. They're dominant there.
Yeah, 100%. Like, who's going to beat them?
Mad. Like, I think they've got Undisputed Era, because obviously they're going to win their first match. Then they've got Undisputed Era, I think.
Oh, interesting.
AEW. I've got so many notes. Dark Order lights a birthday cake for -1. They say they're getting a new recruit, but first off, they sing happy birthday to Brody. Brody was wearing his dad's jacket, which was way too big. Chaos Project interrupts and says Brody looks stupid and they don't like children. They said they're going to ruin Brody's birthday. Brawl starts. Hangman Adam Page comes out and dives over them all. We're into an 8-man tag match. Leader of Chaos Order, I don't know what his name is, goes into the birthday cake. -1 then hits him with a kendo stick and says, "My birthday was 3 days ago, you idiots," which I thought was a brilliant line. That killed me. Hangman Adam Page and Dark Order get the win. I love what they're doing with Brody Lee Jr. I think it's all amazing.
I do. I think it's great. I think it just shows that there is still some like love left in wrestling in general, and it's just like he'll remember all this when he gets older.
100%.
And to be honest, it was making him fall in love with wrestling even more.
Yeah.
The fact that they've done for his dad and the family and in himself, like it's just, I love it. It's lovely.
Tony Khan, president of AEW, was on Renee Young's podcast and said that this was a difficult time for him. He said he didn't sleep for nights as he was just trying to organize this show. Very amazing. That this show being the tribute show. But honestly, what they're doing is amazing.
I love it.
Member of the Dark Order, I don't know which one because I'm still new to AEW, gets down on one knee, looks up to Adam Page and says, "Will you join the Dark Order?" Adam Page says, "I can't." And before he even finishes, Dark Order starts celebrating with confetti. They have signs coming down that says he said yes. Adam Page says he won't be joining and walked off. Before I carry on, did you watch AEW?
I've seen highlights. Yeah, I've seen highlights. The thing,
right.
AEW and NXT, I don't usually watch fully.
Especially because we're doing this on a Thursday. Like, we've had today to watch it. It's Yeah,
it's like I don't even watch Raw and SmackDown on the day. It depends if I've got time and if I'm at work or what. Like this week, I've not been in work, so it's been a bit easier. But in general, I just find it a bit hard.
It's announced that the Triple Threat Inner Circle tag match will be the main event. Backstage, we have MJF and Jericho. Jericho says this will bring the Inner Circle closer, and I was really looking forward to this match.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen the highlights of this match. The
main event.
Yeah.
Up next, Sting congratulates TNT champion Darby Allin. Out comes Sting, followed by Darby Allin. Sting says Darby Allin reminds him of himself. He wants to be the first to congratulate him. Sting says he didn't want to interrupt the match, just make it a fair fight. Team Taz pops up on the Titantron, and Taz invites Darby and Sting to take it to the streets. Darby tells them to be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Not really much else to add here.
I think it's just prolonging the bit of the interaction of Darby Allin and Sting, really, isn't it? And
it's just story progression, really. There's not really much.
Yeah, exactly. You don't it's good. They're just going at a steady pace. You don't need to rush it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It will
happen
eventually. Yeah, and plus he's only just joined as well, Sting. So there's no need to go full pelt just yet.
It's announced that in 2 weeks' time we're going to get Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. Again, not much to add about that. We get a lot more about what's happening next week and in 2 weeks in a bit. The Young Bucks search a house, which turns out to be Kenny Omega's house. They're searching for Kenny Omega. They find a picture of Kenny Omega and Don Callis on Bodybuilder's body, which was like a weird painting thing. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Don Callis says that Kenny was too busy to attend the meeting at his own house. Don Callis tries to buy the Young Bucks out, basically saying they're bygones. I didn't really understand. I didn't really catch much of what was going on because I had stuff going on in the house, which was like being over the top. So I missed most of that. But that leads to the Young Bucks beating up Don Callis, which was off screen, but we get back to it later. Pretty Peter Avalon versus Cody Rhodes. Jade from Shaquille O'Neal's, pimp station comes out after less than a minute. Peter gives Cody a low blow behind the ref. Cody makes Peter tap with a figure four. Not much to add. We'll get back to Cody in a bit. FTR are backstage with Jurassic Express. A match is made for next week between Jungle Boy and Dax. Again, not much to add. Jon Moxley comes out for a match against Nick Colorado. Don't know much about him. Jon Moxley beats him fairly easy by making him pass out. John grabs a microphone and says, I love this. I thought this was amazing. Anything can happen on Wednesday Night Dynamite. I can't keep track who's in the Bullet Club, who's in the Elite, or who's from Impact. I don't care. I'm going to beat them all. Basically what he said.
Pretty much, yeah.
He said, all roads in professional wrestling lead through me. And I really liked that promo. I thought it was really good. One of the highlights of the night. What do you reckon?
Yeah, 100%.
What else was I going to say? Oh, when I said then about anything can happen on Wednesdays, it reminded me that for the past month or so, at the start of every Dynamite, JR has said, it's Wednesday, you know what that means.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like the fact that they keep going with it, it's just amazing. Eddie Kingston's backstage with Butcher, Blade, and Bunny. He's going to face Lance Archer next week. Yeah, all right. Someone wants to ask Kenny about what happened at the house earlier. He goes, I wasn't there, so I don't have a comment, which is fair enough. Don looks beat up. He had like a black eye. Or whatever. Exactly. Kenny asks who did it, and he drops the ball saying it was Nick and Matt. Yeah, okay. Matt Sydal and Top Flight. Matt Sydal is Evan Bourne. And Top Flight take on Matt Hardy and Private Party. There's a lot of discussion on commentary about them becoming the number one contenders for the Impact Tag titles, obviously. Matt Sydal and Top Flight work really well as a team. Matt Hardy and Private Party pick up the win in the end. Private Party and Matt Hardy beat them all up afterwards. Again, not really much to add because we spoke about them being the number one contenders earlier in the news.
Yeah.
MJF and Wardlow enter the Inner Circle's locker room and says that if he had it his way, this match wouldn't be happening, but they all have to listen to Jericho. Sami says that he wouldn't have it this way either and like goes face to face with MJF, which is amazing. Sammy Guevara is amazing. I love him. I think he's amazing.
He's good. He is really good. Yeah. I do like him a lot. I like the Inner Circle. This is just Inner Circle. I just love them.
I know. They're just so good. And adding MJF in there, it's so good.
That's like the cherry on top of the cake. Because Inner Circle as a whole was as good anyway. Then now you've added MJF, who's just I love amazing. That guy.
Layla Hirsch, no idea, comes out next to face Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford is accompanied by Kip Sabian, Myro, and Charles Taylor, formerly known as Chuck Taylor, who is now Myro's butler after Myro beat him last week. Oh, there's a lot here. Charles Taylor gets involved, but doesn't get caught after being advised to. Layla jumps out the ring and takes out Kip Sabian and Charles, which was quite fun. She gets back in the ring, gets pinned. Kip Sabian stops her from kicking out by holding on to him. Myro invites Charles into the ring, tells him to let go of the pass and he'll go far. Tells him to call Myro called Orange Cassidy a George Michael wannabe, which got me. Charles looks at Cassidy and tells him that Myro's his best friend now, obviously after what's gone on. Right, we're getting to the main event. We're nearly there. Backstage, Gallows and Anderson are taking out Penta. Omega joins in. Anderson starts strangling him with a cable. Omega sticks the heel of a boot in his eye, which gave me shades of Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio last year. Right, we're nearly there. We can do this. Next week, we get Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer. We get Cody Rhodes responding to Shaq. We get Dax Hardwood versus Jungle Boy. We get the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers taking on the Dark Order, which is very interesting because it's AEW and Impact Tag Champs. Then in 2 weeks' time, at Beach Break, we've got Kip Sabian's wedding. We've got Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. We've got a tag team battle royal for a shot at Revolution. I'm a sucker for a backup battle royal, so I'm not complaining at that. And the main event gets announced, which is Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers taking on Rey Fenix, Jon Moxley, and Pac, which would be amazing.
That'd be really good.
And that could just go in through AEW. It's also announced that a Women's World Championship Eliminator tournament is coming soon. Right. Main event time. Inner Circle Tag Team Challenge. Jericho and MJF have a mashup for their music, which I liked. Sami and Hager are out next, followed by Santino and Ortiz. MJF and Sammy Guevara start the match. MJF looks back at Jericho. He's like, what's that? You want in? Tags him. He comes in. The crowd are chanting tag team slut at Jericho, which is amazing. Sami is amazing. I see big things in his future. I think he's amazing. Like, his talent is amazing.
Big things.
JR calls MJF a snake, and MJF does everything he can to not get tagged in the match by passing him on and stuff like that. He tries to get in the match while Sami is out in the middle of the ring, but he gets in time to face Jake Hager instead. Nice cutter from Sammy Guevara, which was amazing. MJF distracts the ref. Wardlow gives Chris Jericho his baseball bat. Hager catches him and basically knocks him out. Wardlow then gives MJF the diamond ring. Hager notices again. Jericho hits a code breaker on Ortiz. He kicks out a 2. Sammy Guevara almost beat MJF with a senton. Sammy kills everybody. Wardlow gets involved. MJF rolls up Sammy, grabs the tights for the win. Another Wednesday, another cracking AEW main event. Whew, what do you reckon?
You're tired now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just becoming the standard now, isn't it? Especially the main event of AEW. But no, I feel them two winning were probably the most logical outcome, and I think the most probable outcome as well.
Yeah. Especially with him cheating to beat Sammy Guevara, because they're the two that don't trust each other the most.
It's not like they've even done it like clean.
Yeah.
In so many words, like it's like just fits into the characters a lot.
Yeah.
Which is what you want, really.
I flipping love it. I love this whole match. It's another one of my matches of.
I think Inner Circle is the best thing about AEW for me. That, and you've got your other, like, to be honest, like it's all good. But then you have your then you've got your main thing, which is Inner Circle, which I just really love. But like even like Darby Allin and Sting and stuff like that as well. Moxley, not really touched on him. You know, he's back in it again. So the Inner Circle.
What was the tag match from last week? Do you have any? What was the main event from last week? Do you have any idea?
Oh,
I feel like it was a tag match.
Wait, was Moxley in it? I want to say Moxley was in it. I swear we were in it. Or did he do a promo?
Talk amongst yourselves. AEW 14th of January. Why can't I remember main event? Results. Bear with me. Wait, what? Why is it showing me the results from main events? That's not what I want. Who watches main event?
Not me.
Oh, that's dark. I don't want that either. I just want to know what the main event was. Why can't I remember what it was? But yeah, basically, AEW's just been. That was it. It was the TNT Championship match. Darby Allin and Brian Cage.
Yeah.
I said it was one of my matches of the year last week, and I can't even remember it this week.
It was. Yeah.
AEW though, week after week, are just
without fail, it just puts on. It's like that and SmackDown at the minute are the two go-to shows.
Oh yeah. Do you have anything else to add about SmackDown, Raw, AEW, NXT, 205 Live, main event, AEW Dark, Impact, anything else?
I think we've gone into real depth this today.
Yeah.
I feel like we've done well.
I put an effort into making all these notes, and Ryan doesn't even turn up.
I know, it's absolute disgrace.
I know. Right, we're going to move on.
No showing like Brock Lesnar.
Sorry.
No showing like Brock Lesnar.
I know, yeah. I'm going to move on to Who's That Wrestler? Because Ryan isn't here, I'm going to give you 20 questions.
Ooh.
If you get it in 20 questions, you get a point.
I get a point. If not,
you
honestly.
Don't...
Oh, he don't get the point, does he?
No one gets a point.
Oh, I'm going to say, that totally would not be fair.
So you've got 20 questions to try and guess the wrestler I'm thinking of.
Right.
They've got to be yes or no questions, and you are 1-0 up because you got Kofi Kingston right last week.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Right, just before we start, this isn't a question. Is it WWE only, or is it in general?
Wrestling.
Right, okay.
It is wrestling. Don't worry, it's not going to be like, I don't know, Robert Downey Jr. or something.
No. Is this superstar still currently active?
No.
No. Right, okay, that makes sense. Are they known for being in WWE?
Yes.
Right.
I'd say yes. I'd say yes. Yeah. Others might disagree, but yes.
Right, okay. Did they retire within the last 10 years?
I knew that question was going to come up. No.
No. Oh, this is tough, you know.
When it's not someone that's current, it is a lot tougher.
Are they a legend?
Yes.
Is it Sting? Oh, no, he's still currently active. Currently active. What am I doing?
Do you count that as currently active? Because he's not actually wrestling, is he?
No, but he's still there or there. He will. It's not him though, is it?
I don't class that as currently active because he's not actually wrestling.
No. All right, no. So
that's 5 questions. You got 15 left.
This is. This is really hard.
Play along at home, guys. Let me know if you've if you get it.
Is this superstar male?
Yes, that's a good question. Okay. Actually, that narrows it down.
Has he won the Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Is it Stone Cold?
No.
Oh, I thought I had you then, because I'm going to say WWE. Oh, this is really difficult. Were they about in the Attitude Era?
Define the Attitude Era.
Like 98 to 2004-ish? Maybe a bit 2002?
They were around then, yes.
They were. Oh, okay. I'm still struggling.
Yes, they were around then.
They were. Right.
Was that question 8? No, give it question 9 because I don't know.
This is tough. Liverpool have just lost, by the way.
Oh, great. Just while Ryan's thinking of the question, if you are watching on YouTube, drop us a subscribe and a like. We appreciate it. If you're listening on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or anywhere else like that, drop us a follow or subscribe or whatever it is on that platform, as it really helps us out. Check us out on Twitter and on Instagram. Twitter is Prediction Bold and Instagram is Bold Prediction Wrestling. That's it for the plugs. Back to Ryan.
Oh, this is really tough. Have the main event at WrestleMania?
Give me a sec. See, I should really do research, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is really tough. So what I forgot so far? So the male, they've won the Rumble, they've main evented, they were around in the Attitude Era. They didn't retire within the last 10 years, so they've retired before.
Yes.
Oh, blimey. Oh, what are you doing to me?
You've had 9 questions. You've got 11 left.
I'm struggling for questions.
just hazard a guess. Like, who's on your mind right now? Who are you thinking of?
Kevin Nash.
Is that a guess?
Yeah. Even though I know it's not. No. Oh,
you got 10 questions left.
But it's the thing that you said they're not. Some people said they might not be notorious for WWE. It could be WCW.
Could be.
Which is what's getting my mind going. Which is why I said Sting. Oh no! Oh, Hulk Hogan.
No. Good guess though, but no. Got 9 questions left. It's quite tricky when you're on the spot, innit, and you can't think of any.
What are you doing to me? This is on the spot as well. Yes, I'm not even. I'm sure my mind's just. Oh, my mind always was blank.
I feel like I need to do more research to make sure I actually know enough about them. I didn't think these sort of questions would come up.
No. Oh,
right, that's fine. You're going to kick yourself as well when you hear who it is.
I know I am.
When we're done, I'm going to give you a question that I think would have helped you out loads.
Mick Foley.
No. Mick Foley won a Rumble?
Oh shit! Yeah. I keep seeing this one. There's too many things go around in my head. Are they in the Hall of Fame?
That was the question. Yes.
Oh shit! This should make it easy, but now I'm still struggling. Were they inducted in the Hall of Fame within the last 10 years?
I don't know. Let me have a look.
You should know these things.
What sort of questions are that?
You should have bullet points of your superstar.
I should have his Wikipedia page up.
Wikipedia up.
Right. Oh God, no, that's the wrong Hall of Fame. Let me Google it. This is making for great audio. I won't be a second. Let me just have a look. In the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So that says to me it's like 2010 then. Because that's not a definitive yes. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Oh. I'm struggling, you know.
So it's a Royal Rumble winner, a WrestleMania main eventer, a Hall of Famer, not wrestled within the past 10 years, but has been inducted within the last 10 years. Male, mostly known for WWE. There's another couple of questions I've got that you should ask us. 6 left. Just hazard a guess. Who's on your mind?
No, because he's not even. See, the thing is, because they've got to be inducted in 2010-ish, around that time. So it must be someone that's retired before then.
You're gonna hate it because the questions are sort of like.
It's not Booker T, is it?
No.
Again, see, that was another pot guess.
Has he won a Rumble?
This is what I'm saying. I can't remember who's won a Rumble and who's not.
It's obvious. It's a big name.
The Rock?
No. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Well, this is what me said. It's obvious. I'm just giving obvious answers now.
And he's wrestled within the last 10 years.
Yeah. Which is what I was going to say Triple H as well, but it's not going to be him either.
He wrestled this year.
Yeah, it's not going to be Michael. It's not going to be Kane. It's not going to be Taker. These are all obvious answers.
Think further back. You got 4 questions.
Yeah, I'm trying to think before 2000, and my memory's not very good. I wasn't even born then.
I know, neither was I. Neither was I.
I was born in 2000, but 1990s or something.
When were you born? 2000?
Yeah.
You're a baby.
I know. Nearly 21.
There are people shouting at you right now. Ryan Sutcliffe is watching this podcast and he knows who it is. He's shouting at you. He knows he can't beat me. There are so many questions I just want you to ask that would narrow it down so much.
My God. Oh, I mean, I may as well just guess at the superstars now. I've only got 4 left.
Yeah. Royal Rumble winner, WrestleMania main eventer, Hall of Famer, retired before the last 10 years, but got inducted within the last 10 years. Known for WWE. You're going to kick yourself when you find out who it is.
I know I am. Do I like this superstar? Is that your opinion? This can count as a question. I don't care. I don't feel like I'm going to get it.
Do you like this superstar?
Yeah, do I like this superstar?
I'd say yes, but
I'm not certain. Yeah.
I'd say yes. I don't see why not.
Oh, this is hard. It's not Eddie, is it?
No.
No. I forgot left. Fucking hell.
2 questions. I'm tempted. Do you know what? Go on. I'll give you a question. I will say a question to you and you can choose if you want to ask it. Ask me, have they been on TV in the last 12 months?
Have they been on TV in the last 12 months?
Yes.
Yeah.
1 question. The thing is, you don't need this win because you are still 1-0 up. You don't need this, but it will help.
Oh, wait. Did he win? I think I might know who it is.
Go on.
If it's a shot, right. When did I say that? Right. This is either going to go 1 or 2 ways. I'm going to have to ask because I can't believe I didn't think of this person before. Is it Ric Flair?
Yes. With 1 question left, he's gone and done it. When you said, is he a Hall of Famer? I said yes. You're like, has he been inducted within the past 10 years?
But I forgot when he retired.
2008. He got inducted in 2008, but he also got inducted in 2012. So it was like, yes and no.
And then I was trying to factor in who's main event. There's been so many main eventers, Rumble winners. I can't remember Rumble winners.
Did that, has he been on TV in the past year? Did that help? That question. Yeah. I was going to say, ask me if he's been on TV this month because he's on TV this week.
As soon as you said that, the last 12 months, the first person I thought was Ric Flair.
Mm.
For whatever reason, because I can't believe I didn't think of him before.
It's so obvious when you think about it. Like 2-time Hall of Famer, Royal Rumble winner.
When you're under pressure though, you're like, oh dear. Like 20 questions, what is going on?
It's like known for WWE, but also there's a bit of WCW.
Yeah, that's why it all makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Ric Flair.
There was that the 2-time Hall of Famer one. I was like, he is and he isn't. Yeah. Like, all you should have done was like, has he held the title more than 10 times? Yes. Oh no, it is then.
See, they're all obvious when you know who it is. You can ask all these questions now. Is his daughter wrestling? Right.
Yeah. Does he have a child in WWE? Does he have a child that wrestles? Them sort of questions. But that's the first time that we've done it just due with 20 questions, so it's a bit difficult to think of the questions.
Exactly. Where it's 2 of you, you can kind of like
bounce off each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Weekly discussion time, and we won't stay that long because we've been going for ages. Weekly discussion. I want to talk this week about future Hall of Famers. Now, I'm not thinking people on the lines of John Cena, Randy Orton, because they're guaranteed. These are more like The Miz. Because I think The Miz should be in the Hall of Fame when he gets to it. Like, look at his career. Any names? Because obviously you knew we were going to talk about this. Have you thought of any names?
Kofi Kingston.
Okay. Now, I've got Kofi Kingston written down, but I've got New Day written down.
New Day, yeah.
Because as much as I think they might put Kofi in twice.
New Day, yeah. But then I feel like you could put Kofi in as a separate entity.
The thing is, it's difficult because as of right now, going off what they've done so far, I don't think Xavier Woods would get in by himself.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying,
But he would get in.
But as a New Day, as a faction,
Kofi would get in single. Yeah.
Whereas I also don't think Big E will get in on his own just yet. Depends what he does with his singles run. The only one successful singles run wise is Kofi Kingston,
and that's because he's won US Intercontinental tag. He's Grand Slam, isn't he?
He's a Grand Slam champion, yeah.
Back to Ryan Sutcliffe. Remember, he wanted me to read it out word for word. Yeah. I would say my Hall of Fame predictions to be. I haven't even read this until just now. Street Profits. Triple Crown champions, I suppose.
I guess, yeah.
Alexa Bliss. That's a good show. That's a good show. What's she? The only one she hasn't won is NXT. She's won Raw, SmackDown, and Tag.
Yeah.
Not
Money in the Bank.
Not Jinder.
Not Jinder.
And Dominic Mysterio. But I think that one's a while yet.
That's a while off. Yeah. So he's gone quite very into the future. Like we're talking about people that have done stuff now that have actually, like if they were to retire now, who would you?
Yeah.
Give it? Like, to be honest, the Suicide Way, I'd say Rollins and Roman as well.
I've put Roman and Seth to both go in single, and the Shield as a faction because I don't think they'll put Dean Ambrose in by himself.
No, they changed the game. Although he's a Grand Slammer
and Money in the Bank.
But
with him being over there, I don't think they'd do it.
I think Seth by a mile, 100%, because he's won
And
all.
Roman, 100%.
But Roman's not won the briefcase, whereas Rollins has won the briefcase, the Rumble, mid-card. It was the first...
main evented Mania 4 years in a row.
Yeah. No, was it not 3 and then 4 in 5 years?
So it was Brock, Triple H, Undertaker, Brock.
Oh, yeah.
Because Brock beat him for...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was going to be 5, weren't it? Or something.
It was going to be 5 because of gold. Yeah. Another name I've written down, which I didn't think of until today, Sheamus.
Yeah.
King of the Ring, Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank. The only thing he hasn't done is Intercontinental. Multi-time world champion.
Still time to do that. Yeah, there's quite a few on there. Who else would you say?
One I've got now who's fairly new to WWE, but has done a lot since he's been here. AJ Styles.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know if they ever would, but absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's a big one that should.
Yeah.
Especially with what he's done in WWE in such a short period of time. Kevin Owens, at the moment, he's won Universal Championship, United States multiple times, NXT, Intercontinental, hasn't won the tag yet, I don't think.
He still could, easily.
He's still got plenty of time left as well, I reckon.
Drew McIntyre, if he carries on this trajectory that he's going on.
Do you know what? That's a shout. NXT champion, Intercontinental champion, main event of Mania, Royal Rumble winner, 2-time WWE champion. Yeah, definitely. Now, a name I've put down, and I don't really... As much as I don't like the guy, I've got to admit, he's done a lot. Dolph Ziggler. Yeah.
I was going to say Ziggler. That was one that was escaping me. I think just out of pure longevity and loyalty and all that, I think you've got to, because it's not like he's been there and not done anything. Like, for example, I don't mean to crochet Zack Ryder, but Zack Ryder didn't really do much in terms of...
That's what I'm basing this off. Like, I would love Zack Ryder to get in, but in all honesty, he probably won't.
No, he could in terms of like I say, longevity. The thing is with Ziggler, we might not like him,
but he's done a lot.
He's done. He's accomplished things. Like he's won a lot. But he's also been there and been loyal, and he's never really not there.
Multi-time Intercontinental champion, United States champion, world champion, Money in the Bank. Sole survivor at Survivor Series.
2014. Yeah. Daniel Bryan.
Oh, I haven't even wrote that down. Yes, of course, Daniel Bryan. That's a given. How did I not think of that?
He's got to be in there. That, I mean, just the 2013-14 years that he had, just that deserves it alone.
100%. So in terms of tag teams, obviously we've got the New Day and the Shield, but they're more factions. Ryan said the Street Profits in the future. Yeah, that's honestly who I think. That multi-time champion's been there a while. Yeah. Do you know, as much as I said Sheamus, The Bar.
The Bar, yeah.
Because at the moment, I don't think Cesaro would get in.
No, he's not done enough single-wise compared to Sheamus. But they could put me together. The thing is, Sheamus could go in both then.
Yeah, put Sheamus in with the League of Nations as well. Why not?
Oh.
Rusev ain't getting in any other way. Neither's Alberto Del Rio or Wade Barrett. Get the Nexus in there.
Oh no! Get the core in there.
Oh God, no.
Get Jinder and the Singh brothers in there.
Oh God. See, if he was still with the company, if he was still with the company, one I would have said, even though he hasn't done basically anything, Heath Slater, because they've put like a hillbilly Jim in. He's been a trusted man in big roles.
Yeah.
When it's come to storylines, getting beaten up by legends, that sort of stuff. So I could see if he was still with the company and that sort of stuff. In terms of tag teams, though, I'm really struggling because they just break them all up.
And the reason we're struggling is because they don't go all in with tag teams. They
break them all up. This
is why we're struggling.
If they went all out with tag team wrestling, the Revival would be one of the best tag teams in WWE. But they've started
I guess we've got the Street Profits coming through.
Yeah.
Give them a few more years, and you can put them into that argument. Yeah. But like I said, because they just half-assed the tag team division, you're struggling.
Because look, back in the day, you had Edge and Christian, Dudleys, Hardys, yes, obviously, 100%.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I couldn't tell you New Day.
But that's a faction more than a tag team.
If they keep the Hurt Business like this for the next 3-4 years, and Undisputed Era.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely.
A lot of people all they've done is in NXT. They held all the gold, multi-time North American champions, multi-time tag team champions. They've won the Dusty Cup.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Longest running NXT champion as well.
Yeah, War Games matches. They've been in all of them.
Yeah.
They've done so much.
You know why?
Yeah, I think that they are both getting.
They're getting up.
Yeah. Finn Balor. Because I say it and it's sort of like a no, but then you think of like two-time NXT champion.
I think
first ever Universal champion.
I think our minds get a bit like, because he didn't really do much on the main roster in terms of when he came back after
WWE programmed. That's what it is.
Yeah. When actually, he's done a lot within the company. So I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think he would. I think he'd have to do a bit more for them to put him in. But I wouldn't be opposed to putting him in. Like you say, first Universal champion. I mean, speaks for itself.
Yeah, but then you look at who else has held that belt. Goldberg twice.
Yeah.
Moving over to the women for a minute, I think you've got all four of the horsewomen.
Yeah, definitely.
Asuka, Shayna Baszler, straight away. Natalya, Alexa. You've got to put Natalya in there. Alexa Bliss. And then going forward, I'd like to see
Bianca.
Yeah.
For me. One going up there.
Carmella. At the moment, see, at the moment, she's done so much, but we're programmed to think she's crap. But she's good. She's
very good. Right. I think Bianca's definitely the one to watch over the next few years. 100%.
Right, we can keep talking if you want. Have you got any more? I want to point out that when I wrote down Hall of Famers, I actually put Hall of Farmers and was like, Brock Lesnar. But yeah, obviously you've got the more higher up, like John Cena, obviously.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, obviously.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, they're guaranteed, aren't they? Really,
they're going to get in. There's no
legends.
Discussion.
They are legends, But yeah, I think we've named quite a few names there. To be fair, especially a few that we'd like to see.
Yeah, some of them are a bit of a waiting game because they've only just started to do things. So you got to give it. But as of right now, yeah. I think we've named the majority. There'll be one or two that we've forgotten that we'll.
We'll be kicking ourselves afterwards. Like, I should have mentioned him, but
I said her or
bold prediction time. At the end of every show, we give a bold prediction. This could be for the next week, the next month, the next year, tonight. Just a prediction's a bit out there, a bit too bold, like to just be like, this is a normal prediction.
Yeah.
Mine. I'd love to see this because there's talks about him. He's not done. He said many times that he's not done. I want to see in the 2021 Royal Rumble, Samoa Joe.
Oh, yes.
Now tell, because he was in last year's, but he hasn't done anything since. He's just been on commentary. I would love to see him. As much as I don't like commentators getting up and going in, Samoa Joe could pull that off.
Yeah, because he could just be sat there and then I missed the song. I love it.
Going back to Ryan Sutcliffe for a minute, his bold prediction. It will be, and this is bold. This is like, I'd love to see it, but it's bold. It will be a surprise entrance that wins the Royal Rumble.
Ooh.
I could see it because obviously there's talks of Brock Lesnar, who's obviously not announced. He'd be a surprise entrant, and obviously, unfortunately, could see it happening. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I mean,
Samoa Joe, surprise entrant.
you can't. I don't think you can really go wrong because it'd be very unexpected, and that's what you want in a Rumble. You want something that's shocking, surprising, not something that's a bit.
Well, look when Nakamura won it.
Yeah, the last couple of years, it's been a bit. It's been pretty nailed on who's going to win. But I feel like this year, it's really unpredictable. I couldn't tell you, and I feel like a surprise entrance would be insane.
You say that it's been quite predictable the past couple of years, and looking back, I think that I'm like, it was obvious Drew was going to win. But it wasn't. It wasn't at the time for Drew because he was sort of like, in the back burner when he was like beating up Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, but there were big talks of him going to win it. So I feel like it was him or. I couldn't really think of anyone else. Like Rollins was definitely nailed on. Brock, yeah. But the last, I mean, it's not even that. It's the women's as well. Like I feel like Asuka was pretty nailed on to win that year.
Charlotte last year.
Becky Lynch was nailed on to win the year.
She wasn't even meant to be in it, was she? Because she was defending her title.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, but it was obvious we were going to win it because I was surprised she wasn't in it or whatever. So, and Charlotte, like you said, Charlotte Flair. There's no way they're working off Charlotte Flair not winning a Royal Rumble.
Apparently, Shayna was meant to win that up until a couple of weeks before.
Was she?
Which I didn't know until the other day.
Well, the thing is, they screwed Shayna up as well because they didn't even have her beat Becky Lynch for the title.
Yeah,
which was a bit. So it's they didn't really go with it. But
before I grab your bold prediction, I want to talk next week. So next week we're obviously going to do the news, the shows, who's that wrestler. But when we get to the weekly discussion, next week is going to be Royal Rumble moments. Now these can be from the best Royal Rumble moments to the worst to the most iconic. It could be. I'm waiting for weeks to do that. It could be. We're going to be talking Royal Rumble moments. So I have a think over the week.
I'm not going to say it now, but I've got one in my head that always sticks in my head.
If anyone's watching or listening, let us know. Get in touch, Twitter, Instagram, in the comments, whatever, because we'll discuss it. I've got a few, obviously. So is Ryan. There's even some as little as last year that were like that exciting. But that's going to be next week. What is your bold prediction for tonight?
My bold prediction is for this is. I feel like the Fiend's going to face Orton at the Rumble, but if that doesn't happen or not, I want the Fiend to just enter number 30. Say there's like 10, 12 superstars in, just wipes them all out and wins the Rumble. Like Scott, it's just like it's just like just the blackout. They go.
See, I think what I think is going to happen with him is I think that Orton will come out number 27 or whatever. RKO, eliminate.
Do you think instead of having a match, you think they'll put that into because he's in the Rumble, isn't he, Orton? Of course.
Yeah.
So they're obviously not going to have a match. So I feel the Fiend's definitely showing up at the Rumble then.
I think 100%. Orton RKOs, eliminates a few people, stands there, does that. Lights go down, lights come back up. Orton's gone. We don't see Fiend at all. Orton's just gone. And then we have to wait till Raw the next night to see the Fiend come out and be like, I'm back. You can't kill me, bitch, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But next week, we're also going to be talking Royal Rumble because it's the Royal Rumble Go Home show. We're going to be doing a few little discussions. We're not going to be doing our official predictions because obviously SmackDown airs after we record. So we'll then be doing our predictions on a little graphic on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that sort of stuff. But do you have anything else to add? It's been a good episode this week. It's been a long one.
I've really enjoyed it this week. It's good depth. And to say it's only the two of us as well.
Yeah, I think I just wrote so many notes down that we just go so in depth. Me and Ryan Sutcliffe are going to be doing a Royal Rumble review on the day after the Rumble. But yeah, as for now, I think that's it until next week. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm just looking forward to another week of wrestling.
So if you haven't already, YouTube, Bold Prediction Wrestling, Twitter, @PredictionBold, Instagram, Bold Prediction Wrestling, Facebook page is Bold Prediction Wrestling, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Bold Prediction Wrestling. Go check us out wherever you can. Show some support. I appreciate you all. So does Ryan. So does the other Ryan who's decided to leave us tonight. Thank you very much, guys, and I shall see you next week. Cheerio.